Yo, what's up, champs? Are you thinking about buying an iPad Pro for gaming? Well, here's a before you buy video for you guys. So champs, I've had my iPad Pro M2 11-inch for about a year and a half, and here are some pros and cons that I can give you guys. So champs, let's start with the cons. You could easily buy an Xbox or PlayStation or some other console for the same price, if not cheaper, than an iPad. So if you just want it for gaming, you could easily buy a console and actually get a lot of great games on those consoles. So that's something to consider. If you just want it for gaming, you can also consider an Xbox or PlayStation or a Nintendo Switch, because those consoles are actually a little bit cheaper. And I'm sure you could get a PC that could play some decent games for the same price as well. So just consider that when you are going to buy an iPad, champs, especially if it's just for gaming. Okay, so champs, next up, the design of the iPad. While I love the big screen, champs, it's super awesome, but something to consider, if you're going to play for a long amount of time or extended amount of time, the corners of the iPad is super sharp. After a while, you do feel it on your fingers, so that's definitely something to consider, is the sharp corners of the iPad, especially if you play games with gyro. It's not as comfortable as playing on a mobile phone. It actually does start to feel uncomfortable if you play for a long amount of time. And also the weight of the iPad, you definitely feel it if you play 2 or 3 hours PUBG Mobile. So that's something to consider as well with the design. The corners, they could definitely make it a little bit less sharp because, like I said, you feel it if you play it for a long amount of time. And champs, talking about gyro, I know there's a lot of people that play gyro. So if you used to playing PUBG or Call of Duty Mobile with gyro, while it's super smooth on the iPad and it works very well, something to consider is that it's not as comfortable as using gyro on a mobile phone, because turning this whole thing is a lot more difficult than just using your gyro on your phone. While it's still super nice, it's definitely something to consider that the gyro on a tablet and on a phone is a little bit different. Super smooth on the iPad, it's just a little bit more uncomfortable because of the screen size. While the screen is very nice, it's something to consider. Alright champs, next up, the battery life of the iPad. If you play games that uses 90 FPS or higher, the battery life is not that great. It's only 2.5 hours on an iPad Pro, on this 11-inch of mine. So definitely something to consider if you don't play with your iPad on charge is the battery life. Battery life, only 2.5 hours. And now champs, one of the biggest cons for me of the iPad Pro is that it doesn't have an headphone jack. I know a lot of the new devices doesn't have a headphone jack, but for me, wired headphones is just next level and way better than Bluetooth. There's no delay with the wired headphones, while with Bluetooth, the ones that doesn't have a delay is super expensive. So that's something to consider as well, because that could cost you quite a bit of money to get Bluetooth headphones that is decent, that doesn't have that big delay as well. And if you want to use wired headphones with your iPad, the accessories that you need to buy is quite expensive as well, so that you can use your wired headphones, especially if you want to use wired headphones and charge your device at the same time. So that's definitely something to consider, champs. For me, wired headphones, just next level. I don't like Bluetooth headphones for gaming. There's too much of a delay. It's not for me. So, and also something else, if you use Bluetooth headphones, your device will drain faster as well. I get 2.5 hours without using Bluetooth. So, champs, definitely something to consider as well. Alright, champs, now for the pros of the iPad. Champs, the iPad is super reliable. It handles games super well. With the M2 chip, it's super powerful. It can handle games at 90 FPS and higher super well. So, definitely no problem with gaming. If you want to play games at a high FPS, super reliable. And like I said, the M2 chip, wonderful. Next pro, champs, the screen size. It's super nice. It's massive. I only have the 11-inch, but it's a great size. It makes spotting enemies super easy. That's definitely one of the things that stands out for me, is spotting enemies super easy on the iPad. So yeah, that's another pro. And the screen is also quite bright, but if you do use it on charge, sometimes it will auto dim. So yeah, just consider that as well. Next up, champs, if you want to create content on the iPad, it's super reliable, it's super nice, it's super easy. Apps like CapCut work super well on it. So definitely, if you want to create content, gaming content, or anything like that, it works very well. CapCut, very easy to use on the iPad Pro. Another thing is the inbuilt screen recorder of the iPad works well, so you won't have problems with screen recorders as well, and it can record up to 120 FPS as well. So champs, definitely another plus if you want to record gaming content. Champs, so if you're in the market to get an iPad Pro, I would definitely suggest trying to get a larger size than 128 gigabyte of storage, because 128 is super small. Definitely try to get at least a 256 or bigger, because 128 gets full super quick and it's not really that big after, or you don't really have that much space once you have installed a few games to record as well. So definitely consider that as well. So champs, if this video helped you out, please leave a like on the video, and if you could subscribe, I would really appreciate it. It would mean a lot to me. Thanks, cheers, see you guys next time.
Weer te bekostig.
Wat is ook?
Watch out! Awesome. Enemies ahead.
Weer een kaartje zelf kopen, hè, Ron? Zo.
Zo. Awesome.
Kom. Wat was? Boeien.
Oh, wat vet. Kijk, weet niet.
Nice.
De wat? I can't even worry.
Watch out!
What the fuck is er?
I got supplies. Help! Watch out!
Ja, ek is besig om aan die ander kant te beklei. Want ek het nie gesien die map hierso nie. Ek gooi die week.
Awesome. Watch out!
Yo, bothond. Er zijn mensen.
Ja.
Oké, mijn plein gaat een beetje lang. We gaan draaien.